Cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap Movie Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late.
And we are going to have Rios, who used to be part of Pun's network, who now is kind of going to, let's try out a couple different hosts.
Yeah.
So we try out Rich Rabbit, and we are going to have Rios, who used to be part of Pun's network, who now is kind of solo dolo. He was going to be on it. Something came up that he had to take care of. So at the last minute or last couple hours,
So Rios didn't, long as he stays from that little fella. Nah, unfortunately, I think that Rich Rabbit is going to fall victim to Wack. I think that Rich Rabbit is going to go to, I got love for you, Rich Rabbit, but I can see you going to, man, I ain't got no problem with Wack. I'm just trying to get done what I got to get done for me. I can see him going that route. I got love for Rich Rabbit. But I can see him going to, man, well, Wack ain't did nothing to me, bro. I'm just trying to get my Wookie Batman and blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to end up getting effed over. But hey, man, the homies can make whatever mistakes they choose to make. You know what I'm saying? If he got to touch the fire to know it's hot, despite watching other people touch the fire, it is what it is. But I do hope that Rich Rabbit paid attention to everything going on around him, and he don't fall for that. You feel me?
had to find Nutty, who previously fought King Pill, who's a cool guy. He's from Sacramento.
Yeah.
And we Nutty was late. So we start the podcast without Nutty. Nutty walks in, and then soon after, boom, we get Moneybag Rose and a couple other dudes. And I didn't think that there was anything weird about that. And then you, and I seen a few comments saying like, damn, Adam putting J Hood in a trick bag by bringing some of these dudes around, which I'm thinking, what the hell does that mean?
I don't think
Adam has J Hood sitting around his enemies, like those two dudes from East Coast Crip were J Hood's immediate enemies. So I thought that was a pretty interesting sit down, but okay.
Well, what they were saying was because Moneybags from East Coast, the other brother, what's his name? Is it Ice or something like that?
King Ice, I think.
King Ice, he's from East Coast. And actually, you know, the thing with J Hood, one of the major booms of J Hood's reputation is
one of the
he knocked out
him saying that he knocked out all them dudes from East Coast Crip, and then y'all sat him with them dudes from East Coast Crip. So that was very interesting to see.
50 plus East Coasters in the county jail.
So that's who his Stevenson Village, Carson Crip set beefs with?
Yeah, that's it, because the 190s are
that's right, ADAM22. You put all the information out there for the police to understand and read.
down there.
Okay.
Right. So, but you know, J Hood done been around, people know him. He didn't did whatever he did and whatever. And a lot of people either respect him or they just don't like him, but still out of respect is cool. But I believe, you know, when you gelling with somebody, you've been through it with them, right? You know, you guys usually find eventually some peace to where you guys can coexist. But as you see, the dude Ice, he addressed Dan Hefe. And what he said was real. He's listen, man, look, if I got a homeboy that come in and he hit over here and y'all know that we upstairs or wherever, downstairs, whatever it may be, and y'all choose to max him out and just not give him his fair ones or whatever, y'all max him out and take shit from him, right? Yeah, at that point in time, it ain't the approach that Hefe's taking is, well, that happened to him and he didn't get out.
About Shooter?
About Shooter, right? We part of the gangster card. Gangster card is supposed to get off.
That's what some of those dudes are saying.
Neighborhood. He's a neighborhood. Ice is from NHC. So his side, he's on the
now with J Hood and the East Coast, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was a very interesting situation for them dudes to be in. But nobody is, you know, whatever. You feel me?
He's on the side, the doer side. He's saying the gangster card was supposed to get off for the NAC card. I'm telling you, because if it would have been vice versa, the hustler card would have got off on the gangster card, because they want to send a message that y'all not just finna do that to our people when they land, especially when some of y'all people up there with us. So when he said that, and Hefe responds, oh man, you saying this, that, and the other, but you sitting there with J Hood.
Yeah, now that is counterproductive. J Hood, the dude Ice, if you want to talk jail politics and gang politics, I've learned very rapidly that when talking these politics, you have to be on top of your square. You got to be on top of your circle. You got to be on top of what you on top of, man. That's just, it is what it is, man. It's just, you can't have any blemish or any fault, because the first thing they're going to say is, well, you didn't do, or well, you
J
did.
Hood, right, proclaims to have done this to East Coasters. But see, and I'm noticing, I see why him and Sporty can't get along, because they don't receive structured positive criticism. Gumby approached Ant in a respectful way and told him, bro, you're doing too much talking for the type of case you have.
When you say approached him, you mean like made a YouTube video?
Made a YouTube video. And you're doing too much talking for the type of case you have. You got a gang-related unalignment. And you constantly on the phone saying you in the middle of, or you part of, or you the one to go to for this, that, and the other. And he like, little bro, he like, look, you can't be Channel 7 News. I fought your type of case, which he has, right? And Hefe don't hear that. He says, yeah, well, Gumby, you stabbed somebody in front of the police and
killed them.
You was talking and this, yeah, but see, Gumby ain't fighting a murder right now.
Right.
Whatever Gumby did, he beat his murder.
Right.
Right? He's home free. So he's telling you from experience, well, he might have made the mistake, you know, right? And this is not what you want. So anytime somebody tells that, points out to Hefe.
Now, that is true. That is true. Young Ant doesn't want to hear about what he has done in these situations. Well, what the other person did, well, you. Young Ant doesn't really seem to want to accept accountability for his actions. He seemingly like he'll only take advice from somebody who is 100% without sin, and really none of us are. But, you know, it's an ugly, Mickey, icky, Vicky, tricky, sticky situation. But when it comes down to it, the advice being given to him could be helpful, but he ain't trying to do it.
Right? He, instead of him hearing it, he attacks him. I guarantee you this, mark my words, when it comes time for his trial, everything that he has...
All that stuff on the internet could come up. Man, it's Jason, you feel me? I hate when I have no choice but to agree with Wack, because Wack is actually right now. And everything that Young Ant Hefe is saying on the internet could be used to show his certain type of character or a certain type of influence, and that could be extremely negative.
Said on that phone will be in his trial documents. The DA, listen, if the sheriffs went and pulled baby shooter out, he was in Wayside. When they were looking for him,
right,
he was in Wayside already. When they pulled him out and pressed play on that damn recording, hey, is this you, this, that, and other? If they have identified who that is, right? They have definitely identified what Aunt Hefe's been talking about, and they have delivered that to his district attorney. Character, bro, you supposed to be playing gospel guy right now. You ain't part of nothing.
Yeah, that is true. I hate to admit when Wack being misinterpreted by his own actions towards the judge and anything like that. You know, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Man, I was up there getting toilet paper. Yeah, I grew up over there, but I ain't had nothing to do with what them guys is doing. This is where I live at. So you still saying you patrolling, you going to, you talking, you refereeing, and then he throwing people names out there. He did a whole clip and named some dude from Harlem that we didn't know.
But was talking about his case?
Talking about who was involved.
Oh, with the shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That,
right? Now you got shooter's attorney Jasmine, on there giving a roll call of criminal penal code violations of what happened to shooter, and saying, guys, it's probably not smart that you're identifying yourself in your gang and saying you did it for this reason and these reasons, because they don't even need him, because you have the recording where you have identified yourself and what you've done and what you're doing,
right,
and who you're doing it to. Now, it was one dude put himself out there.
That's some loose cannon ass shit.
Right? It's one dude put himself out there. And Hefe, the other dude from Harlem, he threw him straight under the bus.
That's crazy. Okay. And Hefe?
Now, when it comes down to all this again, you just got to really be careful with how you talking on these jail phones, man. Jason, you said it best. I hate to say it, but Wack is making some good points, and he's right. And it's just you just young and Hefe.
I'm a big fan of him. Hope to have him back on the podcast once he inevitably beats this case. But from me talking to everybody, it seems like it's almost universal amongst people in the LA street podcasting scene that, number one, Ant Hefe is saying way too much about his own case.
Way too much.
And number two, that Ant Hefe is saying too much about other people's shit, meaning the shooter case in particular. A lot of, I mean, and I'm gonna be real with you, is like I seen that on the podcast with him over and over, that someone would have a criticism of him, and it would be something as simple as like, "Yo, Ant, like you shouldn't be eating on the podcast." Like Doughboy said that, and I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, like,
where'd he go with that?
Oh man, Ant goes, man, but you be eating on the podcast, but you. Everything with young Ant Hefe turns into what somebody else did. But you did. Bro, you got to take your accountability.
But almost everybody agrees that you shouldn't be eating on.
Yeah. See, here go the thing. Money 1272. That's actually the point that they're making about young Ant Hefe. I would say this speaking about myself, but let's take young Ant Hefe out of it. Let's take Wack out of it. If somebody put their hand on the fire and they burn their hand, and they decide that for the rest of their life they want to burn their hand on the fire, and then I go to put my hand on the fire, they say, wait, don't put your hand in that fire because it's hot. You're going to burn yourself. And then I say, man, will you do it? And then I burn my hand. Just because that person has continued to burn their hand doesn't mean that they're not giving good advice to prevent me from stopping me from burning. To do. I say things all the time I would never allow my children to say. So my kids is a representation of how they're gonna be better than me. You feel me? I do and say things all the time, and I be like, man, I shouldn't have did it, but y'all don't do it. You feel me? So at some time it's being grown. Money 1272. This is what I'm gonna say is just being grown, bro. I'm gonna just say this being grown. At certain times, man, we gotta stop paying attention to the messenger and replay the message. And really pay attention to the message. Because am I gonna put my hand in the fire because I don't believe that it's hot because of who told me? Or am I gonna just take the fact that this message, you feel me? Like it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter who the message came from. At some point in time, you gotta start taking the message. We gotta stop, letting the bad messenger be the reason for us not receiving a message. You feel me?
Podcast. If you have to eat on the podcast, maybe like, move the mic away when you're chewing, be mindful about it, whatever. And like kind of just launches into this like multi-minute long rant explaining why actually shut the fuck up. I'm like and it's not like a lot of like points being made necessarily. It's just basically like, y'all ain't gonna tell me what to do. And I feel like everybody who watches the No Jumper Show pretty much knows what I'm talking about. And that being said, that's part of who he is or whatever, that he's kind of hard-headed or whatever. But it feels like when I watch the YouTube clips of him excusing himself for speaking on shooter shit, speaking on his own case or whatever, he kind of goes into this sort of long-winded filibuster.
He's making it seem like
Adam loves that word filibuster ever since Brandon brought it to No Jumper. Adam has not been able to get off the filibustering.
He's the guy. I'm the go.
I mean, but see, here go the thing though. Like J Money, I ain't saying that you wrong. But here go the thing though. This is where being an adult comes in at. Man, but Wack being doing BS and he can't be giving advice, but why can't he? Why does somebody doing BS limit their ability to give advice? Because if the advice is going to help you, why wouldn't you take it? It doesn't matter who the BS person is. If the advice is going to help you directly, why wouldn't you take that advice? That's my only question. Niggas don't want it, because it's Wack. It's because it's Wack. Man, look, bro, if I'm in a desert and I'm lost without a map and Wack the only person with a map, we gonna take the map, bro. Like that's just it. That's just all. We gonna take the map. If Wack is the only person with a map, I'm taking it. Straight up. You feel me? Now I don't gotta let him, lead me or whatever like that. But if this nigga got the map and we lost, it don't matter who the messenger is. The nigga got the map, bro. We need the map. You feel me?
Go-to guy, which they say that is a leadership role.
You feel me? Like, and who could tell you about how not to do something more than somebody who already got it wrong? I'm not looking for moral. Jason, that's the best way to put it right there. I'm not looking for moral anti from Wack 100. I'm not looking for moral refuge from Wack 100. Nigga, if you telling me, hey, bro, you're in jail, you probably don't want to talk about your crime or anyone else's because the judge will look at it and it'll show the type of person you are, and that might be less than favorable for you. I'm gonna follow that advice, bro, no matter who it's coming from, because it's advice that can save me. That advice don't even help Wack. That advice helps me. You feel me? And you never know when somebody might, have a message on their heart from God, or God might be trying to communicate with you, and you ain't trying to hear it because of your own 1-2 steps like Sierra, your own hard-headedness and your own selfishness. You feel me? Like if you too cocky, too arrogant to take good advice, you know what I'm saying? That could be God testing you a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you got going on in life where God might be putting something in front of you. And you gonna full blown ignore the blessing or ignore the message because you don't like who it came from. That's like he said in Snowfall. You gonna do all that because you don't like the way a nigga talking to you? You don't like the way a nigga talking to you? All that because in it what?
They're already saying it's a group of guys who did this to this guy. And then they saying you sent the guy to go take some money out of his vehicle, right? This is what they saying.
Now, nobody's ever said that.
You ain't supposed to be in any way trying to make it seem like you're that guy.
Right.
Hell no, but he didn't did so much, bro. Since he been in that jail, he put himself at the murder scene. He put himself there.
Hey, Jason, that's a good one. You know what? And that's it right there. That's it right there. A person who had charges against kids warned the government about 9/11, but because he had charges against kids, nobody wanted to listen to him. And look what happened. That's it right there. So with that all being said, bro, I'm taking all the advice coming from whomever's giving it to me. That's good.
Yeah.
I got here at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Those guys were here at 6. When they was in an altercation with them, I was buying toilet
And
paper.
that detail right there
That's
is
crazy.
what multiple dudes who came with Nutty, like Rose, were really emphasizing to me is like, it is crazy to say.
Yeah, that was wild to place yourself there.
PR is pretty bad over the last year or two, but like, why did someone like Jay-Z not reach out to the next generation of independent hip-hop media?
Wait, what the hell?
All right, what Aunt Hefe's been talking about, and they have delivered that to his district attorney. At a gang related, but he didn't get out. That
King,
you're artist or whatever you may be, you got some merch. You
Hold on. My bad, y'all.
get off for the NAC card. I'm phone will be in his trial documents. The DA, listen, unalignment, and you constantly on the phone saying you in the middle of, or you part of, or you the one to go to for this, that, and the other. He hit over here, and y'all know that we upstairs or wherever it is, or whatever you may be, you got some.
My bad, y'all. Hold on. He's about right here.
If the DA, if the sheriffs went in he's of, or you part of, or you the one to go to for this, y'all know that we upstairs or wherever downstairs, whatever it may be, and y'all choose to max him out.
Yes, my bad.
7 News, I fought your type of case, which he has, right? And Hefe don't hear that. He says, yeah, well, Gumby, you know, you stab somebody in front of the public. Who's supposed to be playing gospel guy right now?
Hefe, I'm a big fan of him. Hope to have him back on the. And that being said, you know, that's part of who he is or whatever, that he's kind of hard-headed or whatever. But it feels like when I watch the YouTube clips of him, those dudes were there from 6 o'clock on. I got there at 9, etc. Which, I mean, on one hand, like, there's video from the fucking parking lot, so it's probably not really doing that much. But you're definitely removing.
Now, again, Young and Hefe placing himself at the scene of that crime was probably an extremely detrimental thing to do. Nobody thought that was a good idea, but regardless of, you feel me?
Your ability to say, that's not me.
No, listen, let me tell you something. Just because they're video, right? when you got a good legal team, they're going to attack everything the DA comes with. Okay, when's the last time that system been serviced? How do we know that that system's not delayed? Okay, is the date? I've seen people be shit, and you got cameras, like time zone has changed, and you can go back on the cameras and change the time zone, right? The time's off. Because the time's off,
right.
Well, we got reason to believe it may actually not be accurate. So now, but see what he did, he eliminated all that defense because I was there at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
He put himself, like, bro.
Yeah, you never place yourself at the scene of any type of crime for any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's just what you don't do.
But I will say this, Adam, guys like you, guys like me, the camera's the camera. We don't give a damn if it's on or off. Sometimes when people get on stage, they stop thinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Ant got used to living his life on YouTube, you know, and just making videos about whatever you want to talk about. I was just watching the video of Julio's killers getting sentenced. And, you know, these are dudes who are running around acting gangsters, making drill songs, blah, blah, blah. And then when it comes time for them to get sentenced, they all talking like, you know, good little choir boys and just acting like they would never hurt a fly. And I'm so sorry. And Jesus told me to blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, damn, like these dudes did the most gangster crash out shit you could ever think of just to end up in a position where they're basically acting like the biggest bitch you could ever act like in front of this judge.
It's not them acting like a biggest bitch. They're acting who they really are.
Well, or I mean, I think they're acting.
I got some real homies that's fried.
But they might get to prison.
But Adam, why would they act like anything outside of good law-abiding citizens in front of the judge? Like who gets in front of the judge and acts worse? Like, yeah, Adam, that's what they're supposed to act like, the biggest B.I.B.I. Like, why would they get in front of the judge and act like anything aggressive? Why would any level of aggression come from this?
And start acting like gangsters again. But at least in this moment when they're trying to get a little bit of grace from the judge, they'll act like the biggest hoe alive. Now, if Ant Hefe is actually found guilty of what he's being charged with, chances are he's going to be standing in front of the judge portraying a fake version of himself in which he asks for forgiveness and talks about some shit, whatever, because it just doesn't behoove you in any way to act like you're a gang member or act like you're on some street shit when you're being charged with this shit.
Adam, listen, mark my words. When his trial comes, there's going to be a whole day or two of character statements.
Right.
They're going to, because remember, they're saying Ant Hefe is.
And that's where the internet situation could look bad for young Ant Hefe because they're trying to paint a picture of him. They're trying to make him appear to be a certain type of way. They're trying to make him appear to be a certain type of individual. So, you know, is you feel me? It's for young Ant, man. I would tell young Ant to stay off the phone, but we do know that young Ant does not like being given instructions. Like we know by now, young Ant does not like being given instructions. We know that young Ant does not like being told, for lack of better words, what to do. So it's just, you know, all right.
Shot call. He's the ringleader.
They're gonna say, Mr. Hefe, what did you mean when you said 5 bands will be whacked?
That too. What are you?
No, but like Adam's laughing, but like no, in seriousness, yeah, like that type of stuff will be mentioned and brought upon because. You know, he's saying these things, bro. Like, as long as he continues to speak like this, as long as he continues to, you know, have these types of conversations and all that kind of stuff, it's going to always kind of be a question or a wonder of what is his involvement. And if they can make him seem like he's anything outside of a law-abiding citizen, bro, they're going to try their best to wash young Ant. And it might not be fair and it might not be the most scrupulous thing to do, but we don't need our district attorney being scrupulous, bro. That's not what they're there for. The district attorney is not there to have scruples, bro. The district attorney is there to catch a conviction. So if young Ant Hefe, you know, should choose to end up in these situations where, you know, these things are being brought up because he won't stay off the phone, it's a problem, bro. It's really a problem. That's not it.
Just kidding.
What do you mean
by song? That's just art.
What do you mean by when you said on the county jail phone, shooter should have.
Now, here's the thing. Wack's not talking like he knows facts. In this situation, I'm not going to lie. Wack's talking like he understands how the district attorney works, bro. I'm not going to front. He's speaking like he knows how the district attorney works. Like, that's really all it is. Like, I don't see him talking facts. he's saying what we all low-key know, bro. Like, Money, I feel you, but this ain't Wack really being a hater. I'm not saying his intentions are good because we don't know what anybody's intentions are, but everything he's saying about the situation with Young Ant unfortunately does make sense, and Young Ant is not making the best choices personally, from my opinion. But I do wish for him in his liberation.
G-A-N-G-S-T-A.
He spelled it out.
He spelled out. What do you? And then maybe we would have moved. What do you mean we would have? So you are part of. You do. What do you mean right here when you said, you went down a tier to go check out what was going on, and you approached one of the guys? He named the dude's name, set where he from, all crazy. I was like, damn, I didn't even know dude was involved. Right? They're listening.
Right.
Now, if he felt like it's no big deal where we come from, anything added to an open situation, it's a big deal. Right? And he's painting himself as that guy. You don't want to be that guy right now, even if you are.
Right.
You want, hey, that pastor, you still cool? I need a character reference. Let him know I was down there.
And again, I ain't saying that, I ain't saying that everything is, whatever, but I don't think that anybody would disagree with what Wack's saying right now. I think that if you have to choose between what Young and Hefe is doing and what Wack is actually saying, you would want to reference yourself more so what Wack is saying versus than what Young and Hefe is doing. I think that Wack is the best person on earth? Hell no. Do I think that, does this retort or retract anything that I've ever said about Wack? Of course it doesn't. By no means, shape, form, or fashion. But it doesn't, two things can be true at one time. Two things can be true at one time. And I more than I don't like Wack, I don't want to see Young and Hefe incarcerated. So if I had to choose between not liking Wack and wanting to see Young and Hefe incarcerated, well, I'm going to make sure that we free Young and Hefe. You feel me? I don't want to see him locked up so bad that my prejudice against Wack will stop me from making informed and wise decisions about the situation from a non-biased perspective, especially at the benefit of Young Ant. But at the same time, too, we can't just sit here and say, oh, well, Wack said, well, Wack, we don't like it because it's Wack. We don't like it because it's Wack. Like, bro, we have to make better decisions. And that's just, it is what it is in this whole situation. We have to make better decisions. We have to do things that reflect common sense. We have to do things that reflect intelligence in these spaces. We can't just put it all on somebody else. You feel me?
Helping the church, whether I was or not, I got something for his pot. You want these type of things coming in. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be on there seeming like you motherfucking.
You don't want to like give them sworn testimony, basically, that you're a fucking gang member and that you're capable of all this kind of shit.
You the man.
Shout out to Ricardo J. Bravo. He said, Adam, how do you advertise on your show? Josh at nojumper.com, probably the best email that you could hit.
Yeah, and tell him you want to do it on the Adam and Wack show because he takes all the ad to the other shows, to his indie shows.
Indie?
Yeah, independent shows.
This is the mainstream show and everything else is indie?
Well, whenever it's you one-on-one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need like Wack specific advertisers to pull up to this platform.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Get some like diaper competitors or something, or I don't know.
Man, that diaper shit been giving me a headache all week.
I can only imagine.
You know when you in something but you new to it and you got to really figure it out. And I'm not one of those dudes that just say, hey, get it done. I'll be wanting to know what's going on, so I'm learning what's going on. So when I'm faced,
so are we talking about like diaper light?
Good thing because people might have figured out already that we do have baby shooters showing up at some point.
Cool. All right. They dudes are saying they names and they all this type of shit, right? He said, listen, call your attorney, see if your attorneys can put a call in. Right?
Carjack 100 here. If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjacks. I'm your transmission expert.
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're gonna make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. the news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're gonna keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
Hi, I'm Wack100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second. Hey, I'm ADAM22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Wack100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo It's dangerous. Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let them hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Nothing. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's outside, nigga.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Friends is hella fake, I know we're enemies' intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm an aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6. Miss it with the bullshit, you can save it. Bought it like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.